The Pokemon Company can't seem to create a good game to save their life recently, yet I still find myself buying them. I often say Pokemon Company could make Pokemon poop and Pokemon piss, and I'd buy both twice. Regardless, we now rely on amazing ROM hack developers to bring us joy in our Pokemon hobby, and in today's video, we're going over the top 5 Pokemon ROM hacks of 2024. So sit back, grab your favorite Pokemon plushie, and let's jump into the list. Number 5. Pokemon Modern Emerald. Pokemon Modern Emerald is the modern take, believe it or not, of Pokemon Emerald. You can choose between the modern or classic version, with modern having new moves, typings, new Pokemon spawns, and much more. It is the preferred way to play Pokemon Emerald in this new year. It also adds the fairy type, so you don't have to feel like you're left behind with the newer games. Some Pokemon even have better stats to buff the lesser used Pokemon, making choosing a team more balanced and fun, and you don't have to feel like you can't use your favorite Pokemon just because it's not very good. Alongside buffing some of the normal Pokemon, they also buffed legendary abilities, so every freaking legendary isn't running pressure. You finally get legendary abilities that are helpful and will make these legendaries even better. Alongside buffs, there's also amazing quality of life things that you can change, like reusable TMs. Enough said, that's all I really need in my Pokemon Emerald playthrough. But also, one of my favorite things they added is your ability to choose your shiny chance. You can have the base odds of 8,192, or you can go to the newer game odds of 4,096. You can also do 2048, 1024, and lastly, in the one I like to run when I'm playing Modern Emerald, 512. So you can actually get some shiny Pokemon. They still feel rare, but they are definitely more obtainable, and you'll see some throughout your playthroughs. Not only that, they've added a ton of features like Nuzlocke, difficulty settings, randomizers, challenges, and much, much more. If you're wanting some of the old Pokemon games, but you want a new flair, Modern Emerald is for you. Pick it up. I'll have the link in the description. Number 4, Pokemon Unbound. Pokemon Unbound is a complete overhaul of a Pokemon game with great story, fun characters, new routes and maps, and plenty of in-game features to keep you playing again and again. One of the more obvious changes that you can see on screen is the updated graphics. Pokemon Unbound put an emphasis on making the graphics much better, and I think it looks really, really solid and makes me want to play this game more because it looks so good. On top of that, they've got difficulty modes to choose from, so if you're like me and you hate challenges, you can make it even easier for yourself, or of course, like most want in a Pokemon game, you can make it even harder, and this game can be quite difficult to get through if you choose one of the harder difficulties. On top of the difficulty settings, there's also 80 unique missions to take part in, making this feel more like its own world with plenty of side things to do. And if you're more into the sound of ROM hacks, this has a custom OST with all new songs that really do rival some of Pokemon's best. If you're looking for a complete different Pokemon game with a new experience and new things to check out, Pokemon Unbound is definitely not going to disappoint. Number 3, Pokemon Liquid Crystal. Pokemon Liquid Crystal is a Game Boy Advance version of Pokemon Crystal, which is one of my all-time favorite video games, so you know it had to make the list. It adds back in the day and night cycle from the original games that weren't seen in the GBA titles, but goes one step further with 5 different times being morning, day, sunset, evening, and night. You get to experience Pokemon Crystal and play Johto and Kanto just like the originals, but you also get to try out the Orange Islands, which is exclusive to this version, which comes with its own storyline and things to do. Unlike in the original, they've added the dive feature from Ruby and Sapphire so you can explore the world of the seabed. They also added features like berry growing, multiple evil teams and rivals, and rebattling the gym leaders, making this ROM hack fully fleshed out. If you want some retro fun but with a modern twist, Liquid Crystal is in dire need of a playthrough. Number 2, Pokemon Radical Red. In Pokemon Radical Red, not only have they updated the Pokedex with all the new Pokemon, they've also updated the Pokemon sprites, which makes this game really look gorgeous and makes me want to keep coming back to it again and again. Not only that, they've added really nice quality of life things like reusable TMs, move tutors, EV training gear, and much more to make your team the best it can be. And that's with very good reason, because you're going to need all the help you can get. This ROM hack is difficult. Bosses have max IVs, they have proper EV spreads, and they even have optimized move sets and AI. Gym leaders even have access to Mega Evolutions prior to you even having access to Mega Evolution. Needless to say, Radical Red is easily the hardest ROM hack on this list. If you're looking for a challenge, this is the perfect ROM hack to jump into. I know it's really popular on YouTube because a lot of people like to do either Nuzlocks or run-throughs of Radical Red because it's so difficult. I can't overstate, they really went hard on the difficulty on this game, which if that's your thing, this is perfect. One unique thing, though, that I don't see often is Radical Red adds different Pokemon legendaries that you can obtain prior to the Elite Four, making the Elite Four run more unique if you want to add legends to the mix. I really enjoy this. I always enjoy using legendaries during my Elite Four runs. I do it in all the normal games, and I also do it in all the ROM hacks that I play through. I think that's a really fun thing and something they didn't have to add, but they added to Radical Red that I think is just something unique you don't see very often. So I definitely like going for these Pokemon before challenging the Elite Four. If you're looking for a challenging ROM hack that really pushes the boundaries of what it means to be a Pokemon trainer, Radical Red is the perfect ROM hack, but good luck with this one because it's hard. Number 1. Blaze Black and Volt White 2 Redux. Pokemon Black and White 2 are some of the most popular Pokemon games to ever exist, so the reimagining of these games is perfect for anyone wanting to experience those games again. In Pokemon Black and Volt 2 Redux, you have the ability to catch over 600 Pokemon. They added Fairy type from Gen 6, a revamped trainer roster, and the ability to choose between 2 different difficulty modes. One of my favorite additions to the game is the fact that all legendary encounters have been revamped and extended. You'll have to travel to New Faraway Island to catch Mew, meet Morty hunting down Suicune, or travel to the Entralink to catch Celebi. It really makes legendary encounters feel legendary. It's really cool, and I always enjoy going after legendary Pokemon, and it's a perfect way to experience this. On top of that, they've added tons of changes to moves, abilities, Pokemon stats, and more. There's a lot to learn to this version, and it really brings it into the modern world of Pokemon ROM hacks. This is the preferred way to play Pokemon Black and White, and if you're looking to jump back into the world of Unova, Pokemon Blaze Black and Volt White Redux are the perfect re-entry. That's going to do it for this list. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have any other suggestions for the next top 5 list, let me know in the comments down below.